Hi, this is Majinoni, and I got some reviews for you today. Since there's three of them, I'm going to try to make them kind of quick. Here's Batman Beyond, number 3, uh, Green Lantern, number 63, The War's Beginning, and Brightest Day, number 21. I'll do Brightest Day first. First of all, I love the cover. I thought the cover was really cool, especially with the fire effect and stuff like that. Now, this is basically dealing with the aftermath of the Aquaman battle. So there's some cleanup work, and then it goes straight to the Martian Manhunter. Now, the Martian Manhunter story, I thought was an interesting story, but because of the way it was so broken up, by the time it got to this, I was just kind of like not caring any longer. And I think that's one of the weakest parts of Brightest Days, because it's splintered so much. Like there's some storylines that I think are really strong, and then if they don't do a constant follow-up with it, then you kind of, at least for me, I kind of lose interest, or I forget things, and it's kind of like, what happened again? So to me, that's what's happening with Martian Manhunter. I think like with the Aquaman story line and the Hawkman one, those were really cool, and I really enjoyed them. But because of the time delay, I was like, oh, what happened on this one again? But anyways, let's take a look here. Basically, the two are battling. There's like the female Martian is like saying, I'm pregnant, and John's like, no, you're not, and it's like a false pregnancy type thing, and it's just a crazy battle. And eventually, he's able to overcome the alien. I'm sorry, the Martian, and he basically goes down to Earth. And that's when he is presented with an option to stay up on Mars or Earth, and he chooses Earth, which of course solidifies his fate. Now, the one thing I thought was interesting is out of all the other characters, they were all resistant to what's to come, but in terms of Martian Manhunter, he was like, okay, I understand. So I thought that was a unique take on it. But so I don't know. I mean, I'm curious to see where this is going to go, but my excitement level just dipped a little bit, only because, like I said, the time lapse, and then because it's now this is the third time this has happened, there's no surprises. I think what really would have captured my interest is if something different happened, because now I know Hawk, same thing's going to happen to the Hawk, same thing's going to happen to Boomerang, same thing's going to happen to Max Lord, depending upon if they complete their objectives. So that's why I'm like, ugh. But anyways, that's my review of this one. It's a decent book. Let's do Green Lantern number 63. Now, I read this on Thursday, and I looked through it again just to refresh my memory of certain things, and I realized, I really didn't like it as much as I thought I did. And I don't know what caused that change to happen. And now I'm really kind of disappointed for the War of the Lanterns. Now, this issue is this is definitely an important prologue issue, because what it's doing is it's giving you more background on what happened with that teaser that they kept throwing out there. They talk about the massacre of that one sector, that dark sector, and his motivations as to why he's doing that. It's basically when he unleashed the Manhunters on that sector to kill everybody, it was to show that basically not having an emotion can cause something like that to happen. You have to have an emotion inside of you. It's basically to have a check and a balance. Now, they furthered the theme with Hal turning his back on his friends, for assistance, and then it's basically, this issue basically gets all the lanterns together of the different colors and sets the stage for what's to come. Now, because the Guardians feel Hal has gone rogue because he's hanging out with, the bad guys, so to speak. And so, basically now they're sending out lanterns to basically apprehend him. Which it boggles my mind how many times they think Hal goes crazy and rogue, but yet they keep giving him the ring back type thing. It's like, either you just go, okay, he's up to something that's going to be beneficial, or just take away his ring forever and not have to deal with his nonsense. So I never understand that. Now, like I mentioned earlier, I'm really starting to lose interest in this, and I'm really losing interest very quickly in this series. This thing has to end fast, and it has to end with a bang. Otherwise, I mean, Green Lantern is actually really close to being on my cut list. Just because it's just burnout. I don't want to see these lanterns anymore. I'm getting really sick and tired of how Red is supposed to be anger, and but yet he's teaming up with Hal, and then they're good, they're almost like they're good buddies. It's not like the Scott Summers Cyclops with a Wolverine, or Wolverine with Angel type friendship, where you constantly knew that there's friction between these people. I don't get that sense of friction. I understand that they have to team up for the better good, but they're not really showing enough hatred towards each other. Same with the Orange Lantern with Greed. He's not greedy enough. They're giving him. I mean, well, no, granted, I like the fact that they're showing personality and things like that, but he's not. He needs to be greedier, and it's like suddenly he's just so willing to cooperate with everybody. It just doesn't make sense. Now, at least I can understand Sinestro cooperating because it's just fear, and at least he can think for himself. He can somewhat come to logical conclusions and things like that. So, I don't know. It's just I just kind of want this to be over. And that's that. Now, Batman Beyond #3. This is the final issue for the current story arc with the supervillain that can change has command over elements and things like that. So, I thought the battle was kind of decent overall. The guy pretty much crushes the Justice League because this Justice League doesn't work as a team. They basically, it's like basically I look at this issue as turn-based combat, where it's basically everybody has a turn and then they attack. They get their ass handed to them and then they lay there. Versus a coordinated attack to take the villain down. And I understand principles of why they do things like that, but I just wish that they did something a little bit differently. I can appreciate the fact that at least they're actually showing how powerful the villain is, being able to take down these heroes one at a time. Now, the other problem I had was in some cases it actually made these heroes look like budget chumps, because here's a guy who can control elements. Why would you want to get this close to him, type thing? And once he got jacked up, why would you do it again, get that close to him? So that kind of made me go, that's, you're being stupid. Now, the way this thing ended, I don't know if they killed the villain, or are they just going to cocoon him and he'll come back stronger, because technically this guy could potentially be really powerful. His only drawback is he doesn't understand the full extent of his powers. Once he understands what he can do, then he could be a true force to be reckoned with. And throughout the story, they're showing that at least he's slowly gaining more control over his abilities, and he's demonstrating greater ability. So I really hope they bring him back. Also, you have more friction between Terry and his girlfriend, which, I just don't understand it. It's like, if you're a superhero and you have this girl, and then why is she? I mean, most women would think that he's cheating on her, or she's a total flake, and she would have dumped him. So I don't understand what the deal is with that. Now, overall, like I said, I thought this was a decent ending. I'm looking forward to seeing what's to come, especially since they've started to do stuff with Dick Grayson, and we'll see how his relationship is going to be with the Justice League. Hopefully, the one thing is I'm hoping they don't come out with the Justice League Beyond, because that's going to be too much, at least for my budget. So, anyways, that's my review of these three. I mean, they're decent books, but I don't think any of these three were home runs, though. If you have any comments or questions, let me know. Rate the video up or down, let me know what you think, and I'll have more reviews up later. So until next time.